Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Simon said that he thought I was almost depressed doing the puzzle yesterday, and it's very unfair to Wolf because I thought it was a brilliant puzzle. So I'm sorry if I came across that way. No idea why. I really enjoyed it. So, oh dear, I'm going to have to try and pep myself up somehow, and maybe double the pleasure. Or double the number of puzzles, double the pleasure. So today I am doing 2 puzzles, and that is because I've been asking one of the testers to send some easy puzzles, not easy, but approachable, and with simple rule sets, because we do get people who write in regularly going, I'd love to try more of the puzzles, but the rules are confusing, and can you keep them simple? Well, it's still generally variant Sudoku, but we like it when a puzzle is relatively straightforward to describe. So if you send in a puzzle with multiple rules, that's giving quite a high bar to it being picked for the channel. I'll say that. But today we have 2 puzzles that I promised are both genuinely approachable. Both have killers. So Deepak, if you're watching, yours will be coming up later. And Jubali, if you're watching, yours is coming up first. So really looking forward to those. If you like multiple puzzles, don't forget the Snake Pack, the Cryptic Scriptures of the Secret Snake Society on Patreon. That is available now. It is live as a competition until the 20th. And do give it a try because the puzzles are brilliant and you will literally be glad that you did. It is excellent. Now, the same can be said of buying one of our apps and working through the puzzles in that, because they are nothing if not rewarding. And there is indeed a Killer Sudoku app, so that might be the appropriate one to recommend. You can go to it on the link that takes you to the apps, including the CTC app, but also the Killer Sudoku app under the video. So loads going on around the channel as always. There will be a crossword out in about a week's time as well, the hard monthly challenge. But today I am going to do these 2 puzzles. Do try them on the links under the video. Do try both, or just choose one if that's more your bag. So I'm going to explain the rules to self-described killers. Both of them have a little twist. They're not entirely basic rules because they've both got something going on, and that's quite interesting. So in this first one by Jubali, whose debut I think it is, normal Sudoku rules apply. So that's the numbers 1 to 9 in every row, column and box. There are a few given digits. Digits in killer cages, which cannot include repeats, must add up to the number given by the 2 top left cells of the cage. So you'll see that all of these cages have 2 cells in the top left. And that's acting like the number, the clue that you would be given in the killer cage. So if you thought that this cage had 37 as the total of the digits, this would be a 3 followed by the 7. So those are the rules. Do give this a try. The colours are just for show. I imagine, I'm not always right about this, that if you click on hide colours, they will disappear? No. Okay, wrong. Don't know why I thought they would do that. I'm not quite sure when that happens. Anyway, the colours are just to distinguish the cages, no other reason than that. And give it a go. As I say, genuinely approachable. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. And let's get cracking by counting the cells in this cage and treating ourselves to the secret. This is a 9-cell grey cage. Now, if there are 9 cells and they cannot include repeats, we know that the digits are the numbers 1 to 9. And I know a secret about the digits 1 to 9, which appear in every row, column and box in a Sudoku, and indeed in this cage, and that is that they always add up to 45. So we can just write in the total, 45 there. And that may be the only write-in we get, although that means that this cage cannot begin with a 4. So these 2 digits, which sum this cage, can't begin with a 4, but it's 8 cells. It can't be less than 30. Can't actually be less than 36. So now the other thing we know in this row is that these 2, given that these cells Yeah, these cells add up to 30. This is an interesting way that this rule set works, because whatever the units digit is here, you can kind of subtract it from the cage it's in, which we know adds up to 30 something. So if you take away the something, the other digits add up to 30. And that may well be a theme that we find, that we can take away the unit digits and come to a total that's divisible by 10. So if those add up to 30 and the row, as we just discovered, adds up to 45, then these two digits add up to 15. But I don't know what they are. Now, this one has 7 digits, including a 7. But again, that's in the cage, so it doesn't really matter. So these either add up to 20 or 30. Now, if they added up to 20 and the total of the cage was 27, these two would add up to 18 to make up the total to 45. They'd both have to be 9. That's not going to happen. So this is 37. These two add up to 8, but they don't include a 3 or a 7, so they are a 2-6 pair. Now this won't be 37 because 5 different digits can only add up to a maximum of 35. Now can it be 10 in these digits, making this a 17 total? And the answer is no, because the only way 4 digits that are different can add up to 10 is if they're 1, 2, 3, 4, and one of these is a 5. So it's not 37 or 17, it's 27. These add up to 20, of which those two add up to 7, so these two add up to 13, but they don't include a 5 or a 7, so that's a 4-9 pair. This now can't be a 9, and that can't be a 6. This plus this adds up to a number ending in 0. Well, it can't be 20, that's too many. So this is a 1, because it must be 10, and that's a 9. And then whatever this is, the total is 10 plus that digit, and that's right. This probably isn't R. It C's a 4, 5, and 3. It can't be a 1, because then these digits would add up to 10, as I keep kind of explaining the rule, and that's too many. So they add up to 20, and that's a 2. And these 3 add up to 13, and I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to look at this tens digit, which can't be a 4 or a 3. With the 9 in the cage, it can't just be a 1, so that's a 2. And then these digits add up to 20. 9, 14, 16 are. So these two add up to 4, and they can't be a pair of 2s, obviously, for very many reasons. So that's a 1-3 pair. We're kind of running out of cages now. This one can't begin with a 2. So those 3 digits add up to a number ending in 0. Can't be 30. That's a 1. That fixes the 3 and 1. These two go with that to make 10. So they add up to 9. But they don't use 2 or 3 or 9. Obviously, it's either a 5-4 pair or a 1-8 pair. It can't be a 1-8 pair because it's in a cage with a 1. So it's a 5-4 pair. And we very nearly... Oh, hang on. How can this be? This can't be 2 or 3. Oh, it's a 1. And these 3 digits this time add up to 10. So these two add up to 9. They're not 1-8 or 7-2. They're either 3-6. So they're not 4-5 because that digit can't be either now. So they're a 3-6 pair. And now I think we've basically used all the... We've got to get those to add up to 13. And then we've used all the clues. There's nothing else we can do. But there's a 6 looking down on that cell. So this has become a 7-8 pair. 1 in this row has to be here. The 9 now has to be here because there's a 4-9 pair here. Then these are 2, 4, 5, and 6. This one can't be 4 or 5. This one can't be 2 or 5, and that's about as much as I can do there. 1, 7, 3, 6. I've got this 9. Oh, I've got that 5. So one of those two is a 5. The 9 in this box is in one of those 2 cells. It's funny how the unit digits are just useless. I can't really use them for anything. They are what they are. and they won't change the additions. Ah, there's a 3 there and a 3 in that pair. This is a 3. 5, 3, 1, 4, 9. 6 is ruled out of those cells, so that's a 6, that's a 4. Yes, I can do this 5, 2 pair from the 2 at the top of the grid. That's a 5, 4. 1 goes there in the central box, and then there's a 6, 7, 8 triple. 1, 2, 9, 5, 4. 3 goes here, and another 6, 7, 8 triple. So it may be the 6, 7, 8s that have to be disambiguated in this puzzle. We've got a 2, 7, 8 triple down here, though. 3, 6. This can't be 1 or 9, so it's 4 or 5. 8 must be in one of those. Ah, we've got a 6 now, looking up at that 2, so they're resolved. In this column, 5 and 8 still to place, I reckon. In this column, 2, 4, 9, 8. That's quite a lot. I'm not pencil marking that. But 2 there, 2 there. This is a 2. Now, that's become 9 or 8. This can't be 9, so it's 4 or 8. That could be any of them. So I have pencil marked them now. This is 6 or 8. It can't be a 7. 2, 3, 4, 1, 9, 5, 7, 9, 5. So 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. Again, these seem to be the most common variables. This is 6 or 8 as well. It sees 1 and 9. This also sees a 1. So the 1 in the top row goes there. Now the 9 in the top row goes there. This has become a 6, 7, 8 triple. This is 3 and 4, but we can't have the repeated number in the cage. Ah, that's quite useful. So in fact, by the law of leftovers, these two numbers in box 1 have to appear there. So that's the 3, and that is 6 or 8 that goes there. Oh, and that's become a 7 because there's a 6, 8 pair in the box. 3, 7, 1, 6, 2. Not sure what's going on in this box. Still got that purple cage to sort things out in, so that could be helpful. Just trying to work out where to go next. 9, 9. Oh, that 9 sorts out the 4, 9 pair. I'm going to get a 4 in one of those two cells. Oh, we can't have another 2 in the cage. Okay, let's think about these that add up to 13 and don't include a 2 and a 5. Oh, and they can't include a 1. Then they have to be 3, 4, and 6. Oh, well, that is straightforward. If I'd spotted they didn't include a 1, I'd have been able to do that quicker. So now this cage is going to add up to 20-something by virtue of adding up to 20 there and something there. Yes. Right. So I think we'll be able to finish off now. 6 and 3 go in there. That's not a 6. That's not a 6. 2, 7, and 8 in that row. Let's look down the first column. That's 8 or 9. 1, 7 or 8. 4, 2, 5, 6, 3. That's 7 or 8. Not quite sure. That's 2, 8 or 9. I thought it was going to become a bit clearer how to finish off, I must say. I'm probably just missing things. I can't believe I'm going to need to colour stuff in this puzzle, so I've got it up my sleeve. Oh, 2, 2, that's a 2. And then one of those is a 2, and one of those, it's a little X-wing. This is not an 8 according to the bottom of the grid. It's 5 or 9. 7, that's 4 or 9. Let's look at this box. 2, 5, 3, 1. Now, the 4 has to go here. 6, 7, 8, 9 left. That can't be a 9, so it's 6, 7, or 8, our most popular trio. We can't have another 6 in this cage. That's 7, 8 or 9. This is 6, 7 or 8. Oh, there's only one place for 9 in the box, and that's in the cage. Okay, I didn't spot that. That makes that an 8. That finishes box 6. That probably finishes box 3 as well. It does. This 8, 6 pair are not resolved. These can't be an 8. That is resolved. That's an 8. That can't be an 8 now. That is an 8 itself. Right. So I think box 2 is going to finish. Probably box 1 now. 1, not quite. 1, 7, 8 triple still to do. That's become a 7. So box 5's finished. Box 8's finished. Lots of boxes getting finished now. That can't be an 8 or a 7. That's a 2, and that's going to finish my triple over here. 7 there. 6, 4, 2, 3, 7, 9. So we've got a 5 and a 1, 8 pair. That's an 8. And we can do the 1, 7 pair. 8, 6, 7, 8 and 1. And there we go. Just a 12-minute puzzle there. Those killers have described themselves. This one adds up to 45. This one adds up to 28. This one adds up to 37. This one to 17. That one to 29. That to 18. That to 27. That to 18. And this to 37. Very clever puzzle by Jubale there. Or Jubale or Jubal. And we're going to have a look at Papa Papa. So Deepak wrote to us to say that his young daughter, when he first had a puzzle done on the channel, said, Papa, Papa, is that your name? Is that you? And it was. And he said she was 1,000% into it. So he's hoping to please his daughter by getting on the channel again. And here you are, Deepak. You are featuring again. So what are the rules this time? Normal Sudoku rules apply. Again, digits in cages don't repeat. And this time we get sums given in the cages. So those 3 add up to 15, those to 24, etc. Now, there is a diagonal along which digits cannot repeat, and there's a chess knight's move restriction. So cells a chess move apart like those two cannot contain the same digits, which I will probably forget at a crucial point, but do give it a go. I'm going to restart my clock now. Let's get cracking on this one. Well, we get some very helpful cages, most of them in fact. This is a 9, 8, 7 cage because it adds up to 24. This cage is 1, 2, 3, 4 because it's 4 cells adding up to 10. So that can't be a 4. This can't be 2 or 3. Now the knight's move, briefly remembering it, that can't be a... Oh, there's only one place for 3 to go in the cage because that 3 sees all of those cells. So we can fill in the 3. That can't be a 1. Then we've got a triple left. Now this cage is also 1, 2, 3, 4. That one can't be 2. Oh, this one can't be 2 or 3 or 4 by the knight's move. So that's like a given 1. This can't be a 3, but I can't finish it. This 7 cage in 3 different digits, that's 1, 2, 4. This 15 cage, right. Well, it can't use 9, 8 and 7. The next 3 biggest digits are 4, 5 and 6. That one can't be a 4. For 2 reasons. That one can't be a 5. Oh, okay. Now, this cell sees 1, 2, 4 in the cage, 5, 7, 9, 8 in the column. So that is 3 or 6. Now, let's not forget the knight's move restriction, because it might untangle things very quickly. Or not. What do we do next? I'm sure there is something straightforward. Right. 3, yes. 3 in this column. Oops, in column 7. Can't be in those boxes because they've already got 3s. And that 3 sees both of those cells, including by the knight's move. So we get a 3 there. 3 in one of those 2. These can't be 3 because that sees them all. Oh, well, we sort of knew there was a 3 in this cage anyway. Then there's a 3 up here somewhere. don't know. Oh, the diagonal. 1 can't be on the diagonal in those boxes, and that can't be a 1 because it sees this cell. So the 1 on the diagonal is somewhere up there. In fact, in the top row, we've only got 1, 2, and 3 to place. This one can't be a 3. This sees all of those cells as well. That one by the knight's move. So this can't be 4, 5, or 6, or 8, 7, or 9 in the column, or 3 in the row. So that is 1 or 2. We're really isolating down where the little digits go on the diagonal, but it's not quite enough to place what digit that is. 8, 4, 5, 7. That also can't be a 6. It sees all those 3 as well. Oh, and it can't be a 1 this time, but I think it's left being 2, 3, or 9, which is a shame because that doesn't quite make for a quadruple there. This, though, can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm sorry, I'm getting quite interested in these diagonal digits. I don't quite know what the right approach on this puzzle is, so being a bit scattergun, probably not that harmful. Where does 1 go in this box? Not in any of those cells. Right, so 1 is in one of these 2 cells in the box. And they both see that cell, which means that can't be a 1 due to the knight's move rule. So 1 is in one of those 2 and those 2, and that doesn't quite help. It's also in one of those 2, isn't it? On the diagonal, yes it is. So none of these or that now can be a 1. It doesn't quite resolve matters. It nearly does. No. How about the fact that 4 is in one of those cells? It does keep 4 out of those 2. But it's not quite enough. Right. I need to find something a little bit better. Be a little bit smarter here. Come on, Deepak. What are you not telling me about your puzzle? 9, 7. 3. 3 in one of those cells means that's not a 3. That's also not a 3. Right, I'm wondering where does 3 go in box 4? And I'm going to rule out that cell and that cell just because of Sudoku. I'm ruling out this one because of that 3 in the knight's move. I'm ruling out this one because of these 2 possible positions. Therefore, 3 goes in one of those 2, not here on the diagonal, sorry, in the cage. Therefore, it is here in the cage. Now it can't be here. It's just in one of those 2. And on the diagonal, it's got to be in one of these 2. Aha! And they both see that cell. Well, that's quite neat. So that cell is impossible. So the 3 in box 4 is there, which decides where 3 is down here, which takes it out of this cell, which puts it in this cell on the diagonal, not in this one in box 2, and I might be finished with 3s now. I am. That's all of them marked. And this one has become a 6. So 6 then ends up in one of those 2 cells in row 7. That becomes a 4 because it sees that 6. I've got a 1-2 pair on the diagonal. And the 1-2 pair sees this cell. And I'm beginning to wonder if Deepak has hidden something on the diagonal. But that 1-2 pair makes that a 4, so we've finished that cage. That 2 reaches down to this cell and makes it a 4 by the knight's move. These can't be 7 by knight's move, so that's where 7 goes. This is now an 8-9 pair. These are 4, 6, and 7. That one, Ooh, in fact, 4 is in one of these two cells by Sudoku. 4, 7, 6 or 7, 4, 6 or 7 there. 4 there is looking at this 1, finishing off that cage. 1 in the box must go there because this one by knight's move sees another 1. That 1. 1 can't be here because of the 1, 2 on the diagonal, so in row 3 it's there. This is a 7, 9 pair and we know the order. 3, 1, 2, 4. So this can't be 7, that is. Got a 5, 6 pair there. That's a 2 by Sudoku. Now that's a 1, that's a 2. And I'm looking at this diagonal taking shape 1, 2, 3, 4. And that sequence has not been stopped anywhere else. So I fully expect to see it continue. I don't know, it might be a trap, but I'm not going to use it for the logical solve. Now, what else? This 9 has sorted out 8 and 9, and now we are just flowing in the puzzle. This is good. So the 2 in the bottom row is there. Still got 5, 8 and 9 to place in the bottom row. 1 in this column is here. That might be all the ones in the puzzle. It is. 8 is here. It can't be here because of the knight's move. Don't forget the knight's move. That 8 sees the central cell on the knight's move. 4, 1, 3. So 2 is not here by diagonal and the knight's move. So we're going to finish off all the 2s. We probably have just done it. Yes. How are we doing on 3s? We've done them. How are we doing on 4s? Lots to go. Interesting. Not quite sure where the 4s do go. I do know in this box that's a 4. That can't be 5 because of the knight's move, so we've finished the first 3 columns now. 5, 8 and 9 here. Now the first one can't be 8 by knight's move. The next one can't be 5 by knight's move. What's going on down at the bottom? Not sure. That 6 sees both of those cells, so we can place 6 in the row. Then we've got a 7, 9 pair left that both see this cell, which can no longer be 9, therefore. Always worth spotting these little... and that 7, 9 pair, they both see the central cell. So wherever 9 is there, this one can't be, so that's a 5. That's an 8, 9 pair that might be disambiguated by something I can't see. This is 7 or 8. So that's a 7, 8, 9 triple. This is where 6 goes in the box. And therefore on the diagonal, this is 7. And I bet we know what order the last 2 are going in, but I can't prove it yet. That's not a 7 now. That's not a 7. So these are all getting resolved. 8, 9, 8. That's a naked 7. 4, 5 pair here. They're resolved by the central cell on the knight's move. That 4 sees this place. This is a 5 and a 4. Look how that deadly pattern has been resolved by that central digit. That's nice. 7 in column 6 is there. That's 8 or 9. I'm still not sure where 5 goes at the bottom. Right, I can do 7 up here. Now, how am I going to disambiguate the rest of this? 8 looking at that, 9 looking at that, 5 looking at that. Somehow it's always harder when it's a given digit, maybe because of the different colour. 8 then by knight's move sorts out row 1. 8 and 9 here, and exactly as predicted, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, almost exactly the same time. Very well done, the tester, for predicting that those would be similar difficulty puzzles. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the diagonal. And there you go. Deepak has hidden a little Easter egg for us this time. And it's a very nice puzzle. There's nothing too difficult about it. So I hope you had a go at one or indeed both of those. And thank you as always for watching us on the channel. Always a pleasure to bring you interesting puzzles. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.